I also seen I guess it was a podcast clip, obviously, with Too Short and a couple people in there was talking. And, a lot of times in the media, not just in the public period, they talk about how athletes date white women. Black athletes normally date white women or go to date white women and they don't date black women no more or whatever the deal is. You know how it go. The word of stigma that's out there. But Too Short made a great point. I never even thought about it from this angle. And I was an athlete. He was like, what college did they go to? Most pro athletes go to a big-time D1 school, which is predominantly what? White. So they're around and dealing with these white girls all through college. So it makes it easier to transition once they get to the pros and say, hey, I might want to roll back with Becky in there. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Rose talked about, shout out to Jay Rose, when he was in high school, they played in front of predominantly black crowds in high school because he's from Detroit or whatever. Once he went to college, it was predominantly white, and the NBA, it was predominantly white crowds because black people generally don't have the money to go to those games all the time. So once they go to these D1 schools and they get around them and that's what they gravitate to, it makes it very easy to go right back to it. I'm just saying. So that made a lot of sense to me when I heard Shout out to Short. When he said that, I was like, yo, that makes a lot of sense. I never thought of it like that. Yeah. So that's might be why it's so easy for them to gravitate to the other woman and not the black woman, should I say. Just my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I just give you my opinion. Not saying I'm right or wrong, just something to think about. Something to chew on when you have your morning coffee. You know.